What's going on, guys? I heard you, yes you, wanted to be a good punter. But Isaac, I punt really good at practice, and as soon as I get into a game, all of a sudden I'm struggling. Well, today I've got 5, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tips to help you become a better punter. So let's just get right into it, okay? Tip number 1, the one thing I always tell guys whenever they're trying to become a better punter and they say that they're struggling from making that translation in game is always speed up at practice. I cannot tell you how many times I see guys who are by themselves on a field, they lollipop themselves a little football, they take nice 2 relaxed steps, and with a good maybe 1-4 op time, right? Kick that ball. The thing about 1-4 op time is if you're doing that in a game, people are nipping at your heels if they're not blocking it. That is a big mental barrier for guys to jump over. I'm not trying to tell you, hey, just get tougher, jump over that barrier. No, practice at like a 1-1 or even a 1-0 if you can, and try to get that ball off as quick as possible. This is going to make that aspect of your game so much easier because all of a sudden now, instead of having to worry about people rushing and people getting close and all that pressure, all you're focused on is getting that ball set, getting it off, and moving really fast. This is also gonna do something else, which is in practice, you are gonna actually probably start hitting bigger punts once you get used to moving at this increased level of speed, okay? Because now you're generating more speed, you're going a little bit faster, and all of a sudden you're creating more momentum. So you're gonna hit bigger punts, you're going to start moving quicker, and that translates beautifully in game when you start just moving at a very good, accelerated, fast pace. Nothing is gonna get into your head anymore.
Thrilled that finally he'll get to punt with the wind at his back and delivers an absolute beauty.
Okay, number 2, never, ever, ever, except for a few very rare circumstances, give yourself a drop with the laces down, okay? There is nothing in the world that I think drives me more crazy than a punter saying he's struggling in game, and I routinely see him dropping the ball like this, or just like any sort of crazy way. Big thing is, if you practice all day looking at a spot on the ball, and then that spot's not there or somewhere random, your chances of replicating the spiral that you're hitting in practice are significantly lower. It also takes a fraction of a second. You can do it while you're taking your first step, so it won't even slow you down. There's no reason why you should not be giving yourself the most optimal chance of hitting a turnover spiral if that's what you're trying to hit as possible. Now on your drop kicks, I think it's a little bit easier because my target is a little bit further to the point, so it's easier for me to see it no matter how I'm holding the ball. But on your spirals, catch it, get those laces up, okay, and then let's be more consistent with that. There's no reason why you, as a punter, should not have the laces up in every single opportunity. Like I said, the rare exceptions is like that ball tumbles back to you, it's about to get blocked, so you just have to pick it up and kick it. Okay, laces down, who cares? It's already a messed up play. If you have anything that resembles a clean snap, okay, catch, bring it down, flip those laces up, and let's go.
Drafted in 2009, he and Matthew Stafford.
All right, number 3, this one is a little bit, more of a modern thought process, but it's stop treating the spiral like it's one rigid form. Trust me, I, more than anybody, love to just catch it. Nice extension, 1, 2, 3 step. Let's go, let's rock and roll. The truth is, if you're in high school, if you're in college, NFL guys probably don't have to worry about this, but they're the ones that ironically do it the most. You're gonna get some adversity, okay? So the best thing that you can do is hit spirals out of all the sort of different angles, okay? Sometimes you should try to spiral it, holding it on top, hold it on bottom. Give yourself these weird situations because you might get a weird situation. Sometimes you can feel this pressure, somebody's coming free from that left side. You might not be able to take your regular 2 steps. Instead, you can just turn it to the side, boom, and just try to skim one over the top. Or if you catch it off the bounce and you have to make something shake, or better yet, a lot of colleges nowadays are asking guys to hit like the James Burnup rollout spiral. That's something you can work on. It's something that's very hard if you don't work on it, but once you start working on it, you kind of start to figure out some of these styles a little bit more. But if you treat your spiral like it has to be my exact hand placement every time, it's got to be the exact same steps every time. Don't get me wrong, when you're in those situations where you get to do that, it's going to be awesome. But as soon as anything takes you off your base, all of a sudden it's a shootout what we're going to get. Now I'm not saying throw your regular form to the wayside. Most of your attention to detail 100% should be on hitting the spiral the way you want to hit the spiral, the way that you are the most effective and the way that you are the best at hitting it. But every now and then, dick around, hit a spiral a little bit lower. lower. Try to hit like a driver. Try to hit one with a lot of hang time that comes down a little bit shorter. Play around with this type of ball so it can be a fluid utensil in your bag and not this rigid structure that everything has to abide by, and you are going to become a better punter in game for it.
Low snap handled by Verstegen.
All right, number 4. This one is, I am begging you guys, please, 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 as early as high school, learn how to hit the Louis ball, okay? The Louis, all it is you're gonna hold the ball, drop, nose down, slightly out, and just try to swing through, try to hit this point, and kick it back across your body, all right? Walk right, punt left, walk middle, punt left. Just don't walk left and do it, it's gonna go out of bounds. This ball is here for you. It was made for you, okay? It's not super hard. For you soccer players, okay, it feels pretty natural. Imagine like the goalie kick, right? Where you're just trying to clear it and get it across midfield. It's that same style of swing. You're just kicking straight through it and just trying to hit it as hard as you can. It doesn't require that much form. You only have to hit somewhere, right? If this is the ball, somewhere down here, and you're gonna get a wicked rotation, you're gonna get great direction, and it's gonna play and save you from your worst wins and your worst tendencies. If you're having a bad day, screw it, start Louieing. If you're having a tough right to left wind, or if you're a lefty, a left to right wind, screw it, Louie it, okay? This ball was made to save punters from themselves. You should learn it. It's gonna be better if you do learn it, and it's one of those things that you just cannot go wrong when you're doing it.
Rigoberto Sanchez trying to angle this thing. Wow, unbelievable.
Okay, and last but not least, we're gonna talk about, this is gonna be the best one. Forget, completely just erase in your brain the concept of hang time in game punting. Now, no, this is gonna sound sacrilegious, but let's be honest, in order of things that are important: op time, distance, then direction. Then at the very bottom, we've got hang time, okay? Realistically, you're not gonna face too many great returners, and if they are facing great returner, the hang time's really not gonna stop them anyway unless you're hitting 5-2s, which a lot of people aren't, okay? So what's more likely gonna happen is you're gonna try to hit a high hang time punt. It's gonna be a slicer. It's gonna fade back to the middle of the field, and then it's gonna get returned for a touchdown, and your coach is gonna say, where's the hang time anyway? Very rarely you're gonna hit that perfect 46-4-6 in game that just forces a fair catch. I hit one in a semi-pro game, guess what? Still got returned, okay? 4-6-4-6, that's beside the point. That's semi-pro. It's a whole different world. But what I'm trying to tell you is focus mainly on distance, focus mainly on getting the ball off cleanly, and then focus on direction. If you get those 3 things down pat and you're putting everything outside to the numbers, you're already gonna be limiting the return naturally, okay? Any big returns past like 50 yards is a unit issue, okay? Your unit is between that returner and a 50-yard return. You're between that returner and a 6-yard return, if that makes sense. And if you're losing like 5 to 6 yards, but averaging 45, 46 yards a punt, you're still netting over 40 yards a punt, which is fine. You know, obviously don't go too low, don't hit like 3-6s, 3-7s. Sometimes those are still gonna go over returners' heads. But the big thing is don't beat yourself up trying to hit these high hang time punts. Go out there, hit a good directional ball, hit it far, and then let your coverage team go play ball and worry about your net yardage, all right? So that's 5 tips. I hope you learned something. I hope you have a good back half of your season, and peace.